Norman, you're on probation for the third-degree felony.
Right out of the gate, the judge wastes no time. This is a probation check-in, but when you hear assault family violence by impeding breath, you know this case already carries serious weight. We're talking about a felony that could send Mr. Norman straight to prison if things go south.
Offense of assault family violence by impeding breath or circulation. Looks like you were placed on that probation back in 2021, and that was a 4-year deferred probation. And I received an administrative hearing that shows it looks like you're behind in your court-assessed fees, and you failed to report as directed on June 6th. And the probation officer made some recommendations, and that was going to be for you to serve 15 days in the Jefferson County Jail, be placed on the high-medium caseload, some other things. And instead of doing that, I wanted to bring you here because obviously that any violation is not tolerated.
Notice how the judge pauses there? That's a classic move. She's balancing authority with curiosity. She's signaling, I'm not here to punish you yet, but don't test me. This kind of measured tone is key in probation courts. It keeps defendants accountable without instantly escalating.
But it looks like I wanted to know more. If you only didn't report one time and you're behind in your fees, are you working?
Yeah, I'm still working.
I'm sorry?
Still working.
Okay. Where you work?
Optimus Steel.
Say it again?
Optimus Steel.
Okay. Why didn't you report on June 6th? Do you remember?
June 6th, I was supposed to report. It was June 4th that I missed.
June 4th, right, because that's the hearing date.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been the day after. That's another reason why this was a little confusing.
Because what it was, I was supposed to say June 6th. They sent the letter. I thought that was for me to report for June 6th. And when I got in touch with her, she said I missed the administrative here. And I said, no, I'm supposed to see you June 6th. She said, no, it's for June 4th.
Okay. So why are you behind in your fees if you're working?
Well, I was helping my kids and getting caught back up.
Here's where things get tricky: money. You'd be surprised how often probationers get revoked not for new crimes, but for failing to pay fees. What do you think? Is it fair to risk prison time over missed payments when someone's trying to support their kids? Drop your thoughts below.
You were doing what? I'm
I
sorry.
was helping my children.
Okay.
But I'm in the process of getting caught back up now.
So here's the thing. If you have a job and you have the ability to pay, then you can do everything else right on your probation. And at the end of your probation, which is only 1 year away, you could still be revoked. You could be convicted of this offense, and you could still go to prison for not paying.
This moment right here, a huge. The judge is reminding Norman that a willful failure to pay can legally count as a violation, even if everything else looks clean. Translation: having a job means you can't claim hardship. That's how thin the line is between freedom and incarceration.
If I find that you could have paid and you didn't. So it looks like you've done most everything else, from what I can tell, very well. This is the first administrative hearing, but I do want you to understand it's very important that you get caught up on those fees. If you start making payments and you're not caught up by sometime next year, then what can happen is we extend it and you can be on probation longer. It's not meant to be a punishment. It's just meant for you to be able to finish paying, right?
I was trying to be finished by August.
Well, then it sounds like you need to get to paying some money.
No, I mean, because I got it so far ahead to I forget paid off in August.
Okay, so here's what happens.
But I think I'm at 2200.
Yeah, so here's what happens. If you get all your money paid off ahead, it's not automatic that you get off your probation early. Okay, so a lot of people do get terminated off their probation early if they do everything satisfactorily. So I'm not saying that you're not going to, but obviously getting your fees caught up and paid in full makes it look a little better when you go to probation and say, hey, would you consider sending something over to the judge for me to get off early? But you have to be following all the rules, take care of everything that you're supposed to. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any other issues that I'm missing?
So I've spoken to his previous officer, and she said since the beginning of his probation, it's kind of been, we've been trying to get something out of him to want to be successful. Since the beginning, he's kind of already said his attorney had told him that he could get off in a third of his time if he just paid his money. he had another admin summons prior in 22, and it turned into a case staffing. He hadn't done any of his programs and conditions at that point. We had to pull it out of him to be able to do it. At this point, he's always kind of been nonchalant about probation. Even in his initial PSI, it even said that his nonchalant behavior could be a downfall for his probation. So this
Nonchalant. That word says it all. To the court, it sounds like Norman just doesn't care, and that's the kiss of death in probation. Judges want to see remorse, urgency, growth. Indifference? That's a fast track to a revocation hearing. You can almost feel the tension rising in the room.
This was kind of for us to see what you would like us kind of to do when it comes to that, since he's just been very nonchalant. It's when we enforce action or try and do a sanction is when he actually wants to do it. Because before I started making all the payments, he had told me, I'll get to it. It'll be done at some point. I promise it'll be done at some point.
So
very nonchalant.
Here's what we're going to do, Mr. Norman. It is not probation's job to try to force you to do what you got an excellent opportunity to be able to do instead of going to prison. It's not their job. You're not a child. They don't need to drag you along by your hand to do what you're supposed to do. And it sounds like you've done okay on probation, but it's only because they've threatened sanctions. So here's what we're going to do. There's no more them threatening any sanctions. You show up when you're supposed to show up. You pay what you're supposed to pay. Maybe you get off early. Maybe you don't. We'll see. But if you don't do what you're supposed to do, it's not going to be in another administrative hearing where they say, hey, we're going to ask for 15 days in jail, or, we're going to try to get your attention. Today's attention getting day. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, there's going to be a motion to revoke filed and you're going to end up in prison. It's just that simple.